There we are. It says we're live. I am so stoked to see you here. It's Friday. Happy Friday. Friday, June 18th, 2021. My name is Kurt Von Annen, and you're here with the Mañana no Mas morning check-in. Welcome. I do this almost every weekday. It is live on YouTube. So if you're seeing this on YouTube, thank you for subscribing, getting the notification, and checking in. If you're watching this on the LinkedIn replay, I've been follow the YouTube channel because there's other things that get published there, like when we put up new courses, lessons, things like that. And I like to keep everybody kind of apprised on what's going on. Hey, puppy. And so today, I took my son out for our mentorship breakfast, and we do a little reading. I've shown you this before. I will do John Maxwell's A Leader's Heart, and he has a book of his own, and we exchange. We read to each other, and then we kind of discern, what did that mean to you? What's an action plan? How would you, enforce this ideology in your life moving forward? Things like that. I mean, the kid's 13, so we're not having like a full-blown professor's discussion, at a breakfast table somewhere, but it is a time for me to, take his temperature, see how he's doing for the week, maybe address a situation, right? And say, okay, well, this is what happened this week. How can we not behave or react this way next week? And just help him become more of a man, ready to work in society. Well, today, my reading for June 18th talks about an investment in the future. Wow. All right. My computer's giving me all kinds of notifications right in the middle of a live. That's kind of unique. So I'm going to put on the smart specs here, right? Because I have been having a hard time reading, and I want to share this with you. So it says an investment for the future. And then this book is scripturally based. So it takes a verse from 1 Samuel, chapter 22, verse 2. It's short. It says, so David, right? So King David is who they're talking about. So David became captain over them, and there were about 400 men with him. So this is the beginning of, David's career as far as being a military leader, right? This is after he's slain the giant. And, I think this is well before he's King David, the Bathsheba guy. So I think it's interesting. John takes just a small verse and then blows out kind of an extrapolation of that, right? And so he puts, most people recognize that investing in a team brings benefits to everyone on the team. Here are 10 steps you can take to invest in your team. And this kind of hit me straightforward today. So one was make a decision to build the team. You have to decide to build the team. It doesn't build on its own. You got to make a decision, right? Gather the best team possible. Okay. Pay the price to develop the team. When I talk to people about the Power Sports Academy, the Power Sport Roundtable, and I'm talking to them about building their team and working on communication and building relationships with customers and reducing employee turnover and all that, there are times where I'll go into work with a dealership and there's a lot of employee turnover, right? Because they were amassing the wrong team. And so focusing on having the right team is so important. So then it says, do things together as a team. I've got a dealer that I'm networking with right now where I've got them doing department meetings once a week and then dealership meetings once a month, right? And that's do things together as a team. Number 5, empower team members with responsibility and authority. That's huge. Too many times in our corporate settings nowadays, we give people all the responsibility and none of the authority, right? And so you want to make sure that you give people responsibility and authority that is commensurate with that responsibility, right? 6, give credit for success to the team. I've had issues with this in the past, and it was totally by accident. Someone who was very critical of me, they were a little overly critical of me, but there was reasons, right? And I won them over in the end. So that works. But they said I had a habit of saying, I and me and so even when it was I and me, right? That they would have preferred that everything I spoke of would have been we and us. And, they could have nothing to do with a meeting I may have had with the vice presidents of the company, right? And I would say, oh, so when I met with so and so, right? But they wanted me to say, so when we met with so and so, you weren't even there, right? But teams interpret our language differently. And as you deal with different generations of people on a team, you realize that sometimes you have to use your leadership communication skills to cater in a certain way, not to reduce the message, but to amplify the buy-in, right? And so there's that says, I'm up to 7 now, right? Yeah, 7. Watch to see that the investment in the team is paying off. Number 8 is stop your investment in players who do not grow. So that's where I said sometimes there is a little bit of attrition when I start with a new project, right? Because sometimes you're growing the wrong team. 9 is create new opportunities for the team. And 10 is give the team the best possible chance to succeed, right? And then it says, kind of a wrap up says, one of the great things about investing in a team is that it almost guarantees a high return for the effort because a team can do so much more than individuals. Or as Rex Murphy gets a shout out. Or as Rex Murphy, one of my conference attendees told me, where there's a will, there's a way, and where there's a team, there's more than one way. That really hits home. As an entrepreneur, I make a lot of decisions. I take a lot of initiatives, make a lot of efforts. I try to make or force things to become, successful or to forge forward or to make advances, right? As a driven person, I take a lot of initiative. Well, here's the deal. If Power Sports Academy is going to be big, right? If the Challenge Connection is going to be big, and if Mañana no Mas as the umbrella is going to be huge, right? Which I would like to see. I would like to see a community and I would like to see influence. As an entrepreneur, you want to see all these things. Well, then I can't be I all the time. There has to be some we in there to make that happen. And that's why you've heard me lately talk about adding people to the team for Power Sport Academy, having regional representatives that can go and visit dealerships, having, an appointment setter that can warm the contacts for me so I can talk to service, managers, dealership owners, dealership general managers, talk to the decision makers to add them to the team and to make this more of a community. And so when I read that this morning, it just really jumped off the page. And I thought, when I do the Mañana no Mas morning check-in today, I'm going to share this, right? Because I think that it's, we need to hear this more and more often. Right now, there's a trend. A lot of people are working remotely. They're starting to silo themselves. There's a lot of people giving up on this whole employment search and going independent and doing things on their own. And there's a propensity for people to start to use the word I and me a lot because it's going to feel that way. You're going to feel isolated. You're going to feel alone's not a good word, but you're going to feel maybe self-empowered. Maybe that's a good way to say that, right? You're going to feel self-empowered that, I can push this forward. But the truth of the matter is no matter how dynamic you are, if you don't bring people into the fold with you and celebrate the wins along the way, your growth is going to be stunted. And I'll tell you firsthand, I can sense that that's happened with some of my projects where it's not that I hesitated because I didn't want to share the stage. Quite honestly, I didn't see profit coming in from the project yet. And I thought, well, if it's not making money, how am I going to pay somebody? I know a lot of you are thinking this. I know a lot of you are going, if I'm not making a ton of cash on this, I can't afford to pay people to do things. Having power partners in your industry, in your sphere, is not always about cutting them a check. In a lot of respects, it's about sharing duties between each other that help benefit each other's projects. So I want to encourage you to be open to networking, open to having a power partner, open to bouncing ideas off of other entrepreneurs and inviting people into your circle so that when you have strategy meetings or discussions about things, it's not just you in a silo trying to figure out the magic switch. You've got, an organization, a group, a community that you can lean on. This is a technique that Mañana uses currently. I've got people all over the world that I touch base with. I've got a few people that I pay. And quite honestly, I've got a lot of folks that I'm also able to add value to along the way because I'm part of their community. And it all pays off, right? But like we say it all the time, right? A rising tide rises all ships. And it's just really, really cool to be part of it all and see it all happen. So that's that. I've got I got a quick web page I got to build today and get live on the internet. And after that, I've got stuff that I've got to go pick up down near San Diego. So it's going to be a nice road trip afternoon with the air conditioning kicking. Take one or both of the kids with me and just chill with them for a Friday afternoon. That's going to be really, really nice. Folks, I hope you have a great weekend. I know it's Father's Day coming up. If you don't currently celebrate Father's Day for one reason or another, I would encourage you to find someone to pat on the back and wish them a happy Father's Day. Father's Day is a vastly under-celebrated holiday, and a lot of people just miss out. And so if you have a moment, take a moment, say hi to somebody, wish them a happy Father's Day, whether he's your dad or not. You might be the only person that does so that day. All right, folks, I love you. Have a good one. It's always a pleasure. I can't wait to see you again on Monday. Don't forget, Monday, we'll be sending out a, one of those value-added weekly emails as well. So if you're not currently on that list, just go to mañananomas.com, click the Academy link, and that first page that comes up will have the form for you to fill out to join the list. So you can get that weekly email that goes out, and ebooks and articles and all kinds of stuff come to you, things that I think might add value to you.